Well, today, the women's rugby team at Quinnipiac University is taking their fight to federal court.
Current and future players are suing the university over its decision to remove the team's varsity status. Your reporter, Sierra Jordan, live in Hamden with the latest this morning. Sierra.
Good morning. Today, the fight moves to the courtroom, and a federal judge is now being asked to step in and force Quinnipiac to keep women's rugby as a varsity sport. 23 current and incoming women's rugby players have filed a class action lawsuit against Quinnipiac University. They claim the school violated Title IX when it decided to eliminate the women's varsity rugby program. Back in April, Quinnipiac announced it would downgrade the team as a club sport and add a varsity men's distance track program. The university says the change supports Title IX compliance and long-term financial goals, but the lawsuit argues otherwise. It also claims retaliation. It alleges the women's rugby head coach, Becky Carlson, repeatedly raised concerns about the university's treatment of female athletes before the team was cut. Players also point to a 2013 court agreement that required Quinnipiac to maintain women's rugby as a varsity sport. The team has gained support from Olympic bronze medalist and Quinnipiac alum Alona Marr, who has publicly criticized the decision. If the judge grants that emergency relief, Quinnipiac would be forced to keep women's rugby as a varsity sport, at least for now, and we will be in court to bring you that update. Your reporter live in Hamden, Sierra Jordan, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.